Hello and welcome to May's Let's Plays! And today we're going to carry on our Rimworld tutorial series. So, last time we learned how to sort of navigate the menus and a little bit about the planning tool, the chopping. Mining is pretty self-explanatory. You can't mine down. This isn't... Come on. Alright, mine. You can't mine into the floor. You can only mine horizontally. This game doesn't have... This game isn't 3D, but it's 3D after a while. I played this game so long that I see that all this is like 3D, but you can't mine into the floor. You can only mine into walls, which is why we start on mountains, so we've got lots of bits to mine. So let's go and set up. Remember, we planned... Sorry about that. We planned these rooms last time, so let's go and mine them out. That'll be a bad, because we'll open it. There you go. So that's... In fact, no, cancel this. They're gonna be left, but basically they can't get there, so they won't do it. That's essentially what's happening there. Oh, another way to mine, I forgot to mention this, is if you click on a specific part of the wall, you can hit mine. But it only works on exposed rock and only one square at a time. So if you're doing big building projects like that, just use the tool. It's a lot easier. Nobody will judge you. Alright, zones and areas. Now this is where we get into the sort of important bits. I'm going to leave expanded zone for now, because that will come on later. That'll be easier to explain later on. So, stockpile. So, let's create a stockpile. And we'll go into the menus and explain what it is. So, as you can see, we've got food, medicine, wood, steel, and a lot of stuff just on the floor. Which is great, we've got the stuff, but it's everywhere. If we want to build like a... Say if we wanted to build something out of wood, and we'd used all this. We've got to walk all the way, go get a piece of wood, bring it back, then go back. So, a stockpile is where you put stuff, essentially. There are later meanings to it, and stuff you can do, but it's where you gather your resources for your projects. It makes sense. Sorry about that. I don't know if you heard it, but that was me knocking my mouse out of the USB slot. So yeah, that's stockpiling. And if you go into... We'll go into storage later. We'll do that in a later one. So that is a stockpile. A dumping stockpile, on the other hand, though, is for all these rocks. These have been designated hauling, which is in orders haul, which basically tells them to go dump it. This is our rubbish pit, essentially. Stuff that isn't useful, but we'd like to know where it is. That could be from clearing it out so our house is nicer, or our little colony, depending on how you'd like to call it. Your house, your colony, so that looks nicer. As well, it comes in later when you're doing crafting with stones. You can use it like a stockpile. And, it kind of makes sense. And a growing zone. So, like I said, we're growing all year round, and one of the reasons for that is... because we can grow crops in this game. And soon, I was reading the dev report just before I started recording, and soon he'll be doing animals, and I cannot wait for that update. Anyone that's seen me on Twitch has been knowing I've been trying to get my animals to breed. Just hoping that in some way, shape or form I could get them to breed. I couldn't, it was impossible, but I tried. So anyway, growing zone. So... we've set out a little square here. But what's growing, I hear you ask? Well, if you click on a little tab, here it's growing potato plants. But we can have corn, rice, strawberries, cotton, devil strand. And I'll go into some of these, what they are. I'll do it now, in fact. So potato plants are very hearty. They're potatoes. They give you a medium amount of stuff with a medium amount of growing. It's your average crop. You've got corn, which is a slow grower. It takes a long time to grow, but you get a lot of food from it. So it's... if you're more established, I would recommend corn. Or if you've just got a big thingy, I would recommend corn. Rice is a super fast grower, but it gives you barely any food. Barely any. So it's a good hold all over plant. Strawberry, it's a fast grower with a decent amount of crop yielding. I'll go into some of the rest later on. Well, I'll do cotton. And cotton is used later on. So I'll go into that when we get onto cotton. Because Devil Strand and stuff like that come in. The other ones I'll mention is roses, which make the place nicer. Just makes your little guys happier. Daylilies and dandelions. These three just... they don't provide anything, but they make the place nicer. And trees are useful if you want a tree farm. Say if you don't, you come here and you've got no trees. And, well, what you're going to do? Start a tree farm. Let's cancel some of this, because otherwise they're going to come and do it. Which I don't really want them to right now. They got more important things to do. I'm just getting rid of that so I don't get confused later on. What else we got? We got delete zone, which if I just go and create a simple, like say, oh, that's too big. Simple, delete zone. You can take out blocks at a time. Or you can just take it all by dragging, which is really nice. Now there is an interesting thing if you have a big stockpile like that and want to split it in half. Because I've done this a couple of times, and it is slightly annoying. I know why, but it's slightly annoying. So you've got a big stockpile, you want to split it in half. Unfortunately, it deletes half. It doesn't just delete the row, it deletes half of the stockpile. Which, like I said, makes sense. You can't complain at it, it's just a little quirk to know about. So there you go. Home zone. This is very important. This is where your colonist class is their home. You don't have to do this manually. I don't know if you noticed, but before we did any of that, there was a little blue section. And that was where we landed, where the stockpile is. It's not guaranteed, but home zone's set by beds and furniture and crafting area. And why this is important is, say if we built ourselves into here. If we built ourselves in home. Sorry, I was trying to think of how best to say that there. No. The home zone is useful for cleaning and fire prevention. Or fire putting out, as it were. So any cleaning that needs to be done in the home zone will be done. There's jobs. I'll go into the job system later, but if there's any cleaning or if a fire starts, they'll worry about it in this zone, but they won't worry about it down here. So it's very useful. Trust me, this is a very useful tool because it allows you to say like, oh, don't bother putting anything out over here. But over here, yeah, we kind of care about it. And then clear home zone. Very much like delete zone. You can say, don't worry about that bit. And there you go. No roof section. Is kind of... It's one of those. It's a very weird thing that a lot of people... Or should I say a lot of people I've spoken to don't seem to utilize. I use it a lot. But say if you had a small section, a small area of stones like this. I don't know how thick it is, but if you undermine a mountain or a hill or any part of the natural foundation, even your own actually, you can say like, guys, take down the... Clicking all the buttons here. Hold on, sorry. Take down the roof over this room. Let this room be breathing so you can have like a farm that's one room. It's not got a roof, so it can still get sunlight. It can still get rain. Other uses for it. I don't really use that. I use it more for mining away. So like if I wanted this arpeggio. If I wanted this lump here mined away, there's a roof on it. And obviously mining this will probably cause the roof to collapse. So you can use the no roof section. It takes a while, but as soon as they mine down this bit, you can get the next bit done. and the next bit done, and basically it assures that the roof doesn't collapse in on your little miners. Like I said, it's very complicated. It's one of those, if you feel comfortable, I recommend just exploring with it, really. You'll find your own uses for it. No roof. Sorry, 1 second. My throat started tightening up. So no snow section. This won't matter on this map, but on some parts snow falls. What you can say, it's cold. It snows, which can slow down your workers. So say if you... I'm trying to give you examples for all this. So, it slows down your workers' snow. So if you want to just clear it to keep your workers going fast, or maybe to get it ready for crops, you can just clear snow, and what they'll do is make sure that no snow is on that bit. It does take a bit. I think it goes in the cleaning pool of jobs, but it will get cleared, and it'll speed your workers back up. Clear that. Allowed zone. This is very, very useful. I use this all the time for various different things. So let me go and name this. Can I name it? There you go. Indoors. Indoors. And then we can make a new zone and call this one outdoors. And make a new one saying, pardon me, everywhere. Alright, I know what invert does. Oh crap, okay. So, let's go and expand the zone. So, this will be indoors. So if we zone it, like that. Let's go zone outdoors. Shoop. And then let's go and expand everywhere. So I'll include indoors and outdoors. And the reason you do that is... Oh, you saw the roof there come back on. I just wanted to make sure the speed was set right. The reason you have zones is there are certain events. Well, one reason you have zones are there's certain events that happen that require you to go and hide in your house. And they'll stop people going wandering out into the toxic fallout. Because toxic fallout is never fun. No matter who tells you. But, as well, if you've got sort of cleaning jobs, because the zones override the home zone. So if you've got someone on cleaning and you only want him to clean indoors, we'll set him on the indoors only track. So he can only go indoors. And they will not leave. That's the best way to example this. Alright, if we make a new zone, rename it small cell. Don't know why. Maybe because we're going to make it like a cell. Alright, and then we make small cell over here. So it's a 4x4 square, a 2x2 square. And set number 3, restrict him to the small cell. So he goes straight to it. And now he will not leave that zone. No empty place. Left to configure it. This is basically... He can't get there, so it's... There you go. That's more like it. You can't... Can he equip? Oh, he can leave. I didn't realize you could make them leave. I think that's only for weapons. There you go. He's always going to be in this zone. Which, like I said, is useful if you've got a cleaner. You only want them to clean this bit. If you've got abrasive people, you can set them all to be on one side of a colony, and the other side can be doing whatever they want. You'll get more explanation as we go along. It'll become more and more apparent. So I'm going to leave that at this episode. We have explained the zones, the different ways to do it. I went to crops a little bit just to demonstrate and gave you a few ideas of why you would do stuff and not do stuff. So next time, what we'll do, we'll actually Next time you will actually unpause the game and talk about the job system, because that is where I love this game down to the ground, is the job system. So if you're interested in that, or if you're liking this series of tutorials, or if you'd like to see another one, let me know. Hit the comment, like, and subscribe button down below, and remember, people, that I've been May. You guys have been fabulous. Look after yourselves out there, guys.